हेलो हेलो हेलो। ओ मेरी आवाज आ रही है क्या? ANEEFHRADIO। हेलो 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 हेलो। Got it, got it, got it, got it. And let's go. All white balance, set it to warm, dim screen, and we should be set. We should be set. Okay, okay. So, I hope my audio is there. My YouTube chat है, एक बार QC कर लेते हैं. Is my audio there? Is my audio? Okay, okay. So, great, awesome. Let's jump into the video. Let's jump into the live. I'm doing this live for the first time, and I can see the chat up here. Zero की watching आ गई है, and then this is the video that I'm supposed to edit. It is basically a compilation of all the clips and all the short edits that were made out of it. Right now, this is a one long clip, ProRes HQ. What I'll do is scene cut detection. What this thing will do is automatically detect all the cut points. There's one AI algorithm that detects all the cut points, and and it's looking for cut points, and it's finding cut points. I hope it's looking fine. Okay, okay, let it do its job. AI is doing the job, and I am watching AI do the job. But let me talk you into how color grading works. Color grading is basically how after rainbow comes, it fills color in the sky. The sky that was muted with clouds of the S log 3 gets filled with the rainbow. That's exactly how color grading works. And if you feel I'm making sense, you don't know how color grading works, and you can reach out to me. बट तब तक एआई को उसका जॉब करने देते हैं बिकॉज एआई कैन डू half the job. We'll so this pink line, the height of the green line depicts how confident AI is in the fact that this point is a cut point or iske aage the footage is changing or something like that. And we just draw if I move the pink line up here, which means one, two, three, four, only four cuts, five cuts are there. But if I feel like, oh no, there are way more cuts, so I'll get this down, and then we have way more cuts, and it's safer to be somewhere over here. These might not be cuts. At times, camera shakes suddenly while you're shooting something, and AI feels like it's a cut while it's not. Uh, so just again, camera down. सर ऐसे तो एआई ले लेगा जॉब, ऑफ कोर्स ले लेगा जॉब। और पर ये बात एम्प्लॉयर को मत बताना कि एआई ये सब कर लेता है, अदरवाइज ही विल स्टार्ट मेसिंग विथ यू। तो अपना जॉब करो खुद और बोलो कि मैंने करा है, और एक्चुअल में एआई से करवाओ। एआई बड़ा धीरे धीरे जॉब कर रहा है, ये तो मैं ही फटाफट 2 घंटे में कर लेता। Okay, we have it. We have it. Let's move the pink line up here, and 40 clips. Let's add cut to media pool. Change the frame rate. Change कर देते हैं. Damn, this is a 50 FPS. पता नहीं किसने 50 FPS में भेज दिया है मुझे. I think I've added the cuts to media pool. The cuts are here. I'll check the project settings before we jump in. Timeline resolution, I should match it to this thing, which is the vertical 4K. Uh, yeah, and then I'll select all the clips, right click, create a new timeline using selected clips, call it my master. Master हमने बना लिया है. We double click on master and the timeline is ready with all the cuts where the AI feels like it's a cut. It has been wrong at times. There's a chance of like 3-4% error, which I've seen happen. कहाँ से चालू करें? Let's start with some easy shot. Uh, uh, Green background. Let's start with this. I go to the color page क्योंकि edit page पे अपना कोई काम नहीं है. And this now thankfully Resolve has this vertical UI where I don't see my clip in a small window over here while like I see it in the full view. I don't need to see this timeline. I'll click on this timeline, it's gone. I don't need to see the clips for now. I click on the clips, it's gone. Cleaner view. This is my node 1. I build my basic node tree, which is oh damn, मेरे को Mac के shortcuts पता है. Okay, we are here. Alt S, Alt S, Alt S, Alt S. The 4 of the serial nodes and then few parallel nodes and then the few more parallel nodes and then there's one more parallel node which I've lately added and then again some serial nodes, a lot of nodes. तो हम क्या करेंगे? This is shot on Sony. Find a sharp frame. This is a sharp frame. This is a sharp frame. This shot on Sony. तो node number 3 we go to LUT और by default there's a Sony का LUT और आपको कलर ग्रेडिंग करने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है क्योंकि जब सारा काम जस्ट अ सेकंड लेट मी चेक द कलर मैनेजमेंट क्विकली. I hope this works. I know the settings on Mac. I don't know it for this thing. इसको we'll have to do a little bit of test over here because on Mac I use 709A and I save it. It looks exactly the same, so I'll keep it the way it is. थर्ड वाले पे we'll put the S-Log3 to 709 type A वाला लट. पर इसने तो पूरा कलर ग्रेड कर दिया. नाउ व्हाट डू आई इवन डू? इसको थोड़ा सा हम करेंगे टोन डाउन. विल ब्रिंग इट टू 60%. This is one of the opacity adjustment on one of the nodes. So each of the nodes gives you option the possibility to put in all the adjustments. Sometimes you cannot put them all in one node. Sometimes you need flexibility to have the option to enable or disable nodes when you copy paste the grade across different shots. So that's why we put them in different nodes. Certain nodes are made for certain shots and certain nodes are like universal, so they work on almost every shot. That's how we've made it. So first हमने ये लगा दिया. We are already halfway baked in. I don't have my look here, so I'll pick a classic Canon, Kodak 1, Kodak 2. Kodak makes the golden look a bit more golden. This is a German Shepherd, but it may look like golden retriever. Tuck, 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 tuck. I think I'll use the first one, D65. Put it here. This is too strong, so I'll just tone it down this way. There are multiple ways to tone down the node. So I'll just reduce the contrast And then, yeah, this is much better. And then I'll change the gain to 0.5. Golden retriever, एक व्यूअर है मेरे पास. And okay, and then we come to node 11. These are some standard nodes that I do. Node 11 pe I just go to composite mode, change it to soft light. Soft light is the composite mode, which is how is it adding to the thing, or is it multiplying, or how is it reacting? It's similar to the composite mode in Photoshop. ये भी कोई comparison नहीं हुआ. But then I reduce the contrast, and the idea is to get a soft contrast out of it and not a hard one. Hard contrast is where the blacks crush out to dark blacks and the white are blowing out, while soft contrast is where you still feel the brights being bright without blowing out and the darks being dark without crushing down. And then I also get the option to, so I'll show you composite mode. If I switch it to normal, this is what I've done. And I'm just saying the computer that add some more greeniness to the green, add some more blackiness to the black, whitiness to the white, and that's about it. But I'll also make it softer. So I'll make it slightly softer. So when I say add greeniness to the green, I don't mean every exact green pixel needs to be green, but like roughly you understand it, right? And then change it back to soft light. So this is what we're doing. Maybe I made it too soft. I'll bring it down to 5.54. And then node opacity, I'll bring it down to zero point 0.8. I think we are already a good way in. One thing I see is the jute over here. It has some amount of green in it. It's probably the fill from the background. So all these nodes are one specific color or one specific element in the frame. I'm starting with the jute thing. Now there are multiple ways to remove the green from it. One is I just remove the green, reduce the green over here. But the problem is it reduces the green from where I want the green to be. So I don't do it. If I want to reduce it from everywhere, then I'll do it in one of these first two nodes. First is for the color, second is for the exposure. Color, exposure. Okay, fine. कलर में से थोड़ा सा ग्रीन निकाल देते हैं. 0.98. Better. Yeah, I think I've solved for the floor. The green is roughly gone. I just need to get the greens in the plant in the background a bit more lively, which I'll do it one of these. Again, multiple ways to do it. There's a custom curve, hue versus saturation. I can simply pick it up and then push it up, but I never find it to be clean. I always find this way to be very messy because the chops on the edge of what we define as green are very hard. So what I prefer is we go to the color warper. We select this and then we pull it little more towards what this color is. This, instead of like chopping the greens to be like hard as a hard limit on a hue scale, it pulls everything. It just pulls the green harder than everything. So the green is pulled harder towards greens, but everything else is like the roll off is very good. And this is done. Exposure is good. One more thing I can do is I can make this area darker because the light is coming in from this side, so this naturally is supposed to be dark. Some more contrast. I'll add a gradient. I'll just have this gradient come from this side. go to the curves. Curves is most non-destructive way of adjusting exposure. Reduce the exposure a little and it works fine. I think I'll add actually one more of this and then have it come from the bottom, but this one is going to be way more subtle. Yeah, and this is what this is doing. Oh, फेस भी डार्क हो गया, इसको थोड़ा ऊपर कर लेते हैं. And then let's the good test of is it a good grade is like copy it to the clips around and see if it still works. For example, now I feel like this is a little too faded. I need the face of this thing to be a little more pop. There's a little too much of warmth in general, which can possibly go away. So, is it in general or is it in highlight and shadow? No, it's in general. Color, color wheel, temperature -100, -160. ये कर ही देते हैं because then our whites and blacks are a bit more neutral and we have the scope to push the saturation a little more. 52. एक नया सर्कल ऐड करते हैं on his face and I just need it to be a little more pop. So मैं सिर्फ HDR wheels में जाऊँगा. I'll go to the highlights. I see nothing. I go to the lights. I see something. I bring the lights up a little. See, the pop is coming. I bring the darks. Darks का range. I'll increase the range of darks. I'll bring darks down a little and enable disable. I think हमने ज़्यादा light दे दिया है इसको. It can live without this much light. Let there be no light. Jesus Christ said, let there be light, and I'm saying, let there be no light because the light is defeating the heavy, and heavy is not light enough. It works fine. I think I'll have to check it on more usable shot. This is good clean shot. Now this shot has a different exposure from the other shot. I'll start off with this thing. I think इसको circle को बड़ा कर लेते हैं to the whole center and exposure. That's why I have the empty exposure node, and then it just works. I lift the exposure up. I feel like this one has a little more fade in general. So the way to reduce fade is the soft contrast, the thing we made. Yeah. And let's make it slightly brighter. Hmm. Is this thing affecting us in a bad way? No, it's not. But we can possibly turn it off for this one. And then the next one, it just works. The lighting is so good. I can't even stop talking about it because I never started. But it's good. Jokes apart. Now this shot, it is a little flat. It's flat because then he's wearing white. This guy is black and white, and there's only this red. When the saturation, the colors are flat, we'll have to make the colors that are actually colors pop in a way that they feel colors. So I'll pick let's pick start. Oh, this whole spectrum. Let's push the whole of the spectrum a little outward, and this way, yeah. So the tricky part is the pinks also are part of the skin tone. I don't want to push just the skin tone. I mean, at times if I push pink up, only his lips or his cheeks will become pink, which will feel even more off. But this looks good, not bad. We just need to give it little more color to it. Yeah, I'm not trying to make the look very. For example, how certain movies have a look and they push the warm like this, and then they push the shadows to something, and then they create a look, and then yeah, that's there. But then you like running away from the true color. This is a strong look, but this is not the mood. It's like commercial. Then just make it feel like a commercial. So I'll reset this thing. But because it's very dead white, I'll give it some amount of this thing, and then some amount of this thing. Actually, not much in shadows. See, some amount of warmth is good. Yeah, this I still wanted to feel very natural and not like Odyssey or something. Shout out to the DP Ajinkya Galav and shout out to the dog Golden Husky Black and White, and shout out to me, and shout out to एक idea जिसको भी आया वो. And this also looks good. We are in a so good space. I feel like because this one is lacking some contrast, what I'll do is I'll in one of these nodes, I'll just go to the HDR correction. So there are multiple correction. One is the primary wheels, one is the log wheels, and one is the HDR wheels. HDR wheels are like very fine tuned and they're still non-destructive for some reason. So I'll just select highlights. I'll push them uh, up. So the lights are being pushed up. Highlights will also be pushed up a little without it clipping. यहाँ पर देखकर, and then we go back. Darks can go a little down, and then uh, actually I can define the darks better. Yeah, this should be good. Off, on, off, on. The fade is sort of reduced now. Do I need the fade? No, no, the fade is not helping. Yeah, I like the look, the punchy look. It punchy नहीं, ये तो फालतू होता है. पंछी तो उड़ता है पर पंछी लुक भी होता है. Damn, what is happening? What? Resolve live? What is that? What have I done? My God. मेरा हार्ड ड्राइव डिस्कनेक्ट हुआ है क्या? व्हाट इज फीलिंग? बस फिर यार रेड मीडिया मिसिंग तो आता है. माय हार्ड ड्राइव इज देयर. The only way through hell is going through hell. I'll just close the window. All control delete. All control delete. Task manager, and there's no resolve. Enter. And let's start resolve again. म्यूजिक की बात हो रही है अभी मुझे म्यूजिक की। अरे यार, फोर्जा खेल के उसको भी स्ट्रीम कर सकते थे। ये कलर ग्रेडिंग जैसी प्रोडक्टिव चीजें रात को नहीं करनी चाहिए। What did I do? What is this? Why is one media offline? How can one media be offline? Like everything is part of. Oh, was it always offline? Live grade template. I accidentally made something up. I think that's what caused all the problem. Coming back to the shot we were on this shot, I believe. I'll press the right shortcuts now. HDR node is also there. So all the adjustments were made. Thank God. And thank Allah. And thank Wahid Guru, the plan. And thank all the religion except for that one religion. Oh, okay. So close-ups work fine. हमने close-up काम पे काम कर लिया था. But when this high contrast look comes back to the white shot, the windows are now starting to blow out. Let's keep the warm the way they were. I'll possibly start with adjusting the exposure only for highlights to go down a little, or just reset it once and then take just the shadows a little up because what's that गंदगी हो रही है यहाँ पे. Yeah, the shadows are up. The highlights can go down a little. Yeah, that's fine. See, the red is touching, and it's probably this very spot. Uh, uh, uh. One more way to do it is I'll select the highlight, define it better. Yeah, and reduce the highlight in the node that comes before the main transform look. This is not industry standard, but I work in the industry, so I can make this a standard. There's no industry standard way of doing things. You do things until it looks good. If it looks good on screen, it works for you. Okay, okay, this is a shot. Probably थोड़ा सा shadows won't harm us. Probably this HDR look can go a little here. तो थोड़ा सा छोटा कर देते हैं इसको. And then let it be on the bottom because the top is all anyways getting a lot of light. And then soft contrast is good the way it is. Probably the shadow killer can go up and the highlight buster can come down. Highlight buster is down and shadow killer is gone. Yeah, and my saturation booster is working well. I like the shade of this. This is in a very sensitive zone because if I move the carpet much, the skin will move in the background and everything, every damn thing in the frame is in the same zone. So I won't mess around much. I think it's all in a good space. Copy paste, exposure off है. I'll just bring the exposure to the right level and reduce the shadow buster. HDR is fine. Only in the middle part of the frame, I'll lift the gamma, which is mid-tone, to this and reduce the highlight. So it's making only the middle part a little flatter because the face was going too contrasty. And the saturation is good. Yeah, the contrast is good. This thing is good. What is this? Oh, okay, huh. This is good. This consumption shot, I think latest one is good. Yeah, this I think is AI ने गलत cut detect कर लिया. These three are that. This is a different shot. Product 4 shot. इसको अगर हम इससे मैच कर दें, does work, but we need a little more light. Exposure, आपकी बारी आ गई है देश के लिए जान देने के लिए. इसको थोड़ा बढ़ा देते हैं. And then just on the product, maybe with, okay, this node is already working hard, but maybe we can थोड़ा सा open it up. And then, okay, this can match this, or should it match this? No, it can match the last one. Now this is too close to the camera and the lighting is little off. So we are going to add a vignette. Vignette. We'll have to make the vignette softer. Make it bigger, make it softer, then bring it, make it smaller again. I don't know, it's some sort of glitch, but it always works. And then other thing is, oh wait, have I messed with the wrong one? Okay, both of them need same treatment, so I won't say that. But ये वाले को भी I need to make it softer. The colors are gone. I need to bring the colors back up. So थोड़ा सा saturation on the first node. थोड़ा let's move it up and clean the colors. So right now everything is merging in. So I'll turn this off for a moment. I get to see what the colors are. This is skin color and the multiple of the other colors. I'll come to this. यहाँ आएंगे and then let's pick and then move them little, make them a little stronger and cleaner. It is working. Wow. Reset. This needs to go strong and this needs to go strong. Two adjustments and the warmth is back. It's too much warmth. Color first node minus 280. Let me watch it back to back. This and then this. I think it's fine. It's just on the edges, it's too saturated. Maybe on this one, I'll just push this thing back into its limit. यहाँ से. And now it's not bad. Yeah, only the tip of it is pushed back, not the whole of it. That's why we're controlling only the edges. Uh, that's what he said. अब तो निकल गया जोक यार. जोक निकल गया. इसको मैच करते हैं इससे. It works. The exposure needs to go up. Just the lift at first, and then gamma. Gamma में तो मेरा घर भी है gamma में. And then 1 and then blah 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 blah. Done. Oh, the new setup. New setup, new grade. And golden retriever is here. इसको भी warm ही करना पड़ेगा because that's the only family I know, the warm family. Hmm. It's getting too sepia. It's partially because the way the palette is, but then how do I fix it here? There's no way to fix it. There's no fixing it. It's the color thing. Maybe I can increase the opacity of this node. Does not do much, but okay. And then exposure wise, again gamma X stop needs 1 point down, and then ऑन करते हैं. पर इसको ऑन करने से पहले क्या ही कर सकते हैं अपन. ऑन कर ही देते हैं. At this point I've lost the sense of color. Yeah, I like how rich this is. I don't like the fact that everything looks sepia. This is supposed to be something that breaks out, and this green belt is going to become that something. Now we come back to this thing. We go back to our this thing. We zoom in and we find this point. This is slightly away from the usual. And now we'll take it away from the crowd. We'll divide and rule. इसको और ग्रीन बनाते हैं और ग्रीन बनाते हैं इसको. यार ये सबको अपने साथ खींच रहा है. How do yeah, reduce the chroma range on this thing. It's going to pull only the green tip of it, and then rest of it is going to go towards red. Yeah, abhi separation aa raha hai. See, now it's not all. If you see before, it was all same tone. Now there's some amount of separation. There's the green that's flowing in. I don't think whites should become green. इसको वापस थोड़ा सा यहाँ पर pink बनाते हैं. And then yeah, the greens are becoming greens, and and Genghis Khan is ruling the world again. I don't know. Yeah. तो हम इस पे आएंगे and then we see what this is doing. Nothing. We reset it. We go to this thing. We go to saturation with saturation. This is way more saturated. This is way less saturated. All we need to do is mark a point here and reduce the saturation of things that were never saturated enough. ठीक है. And the dog is looking into our eye, asking us to be color corrected. पर हम क्यों color correct हो यार? हम तो politically correct भी नहीं है. I think we need to reduce the exposure. I've matched it to one of these. I think latest one will make more sense because eventually we go wide और इसमें तो exposure भी in camera change हो रहा है. Wow, TOP ने खराब काम कर दिया है. I need to reduce the exposure. I think I'll expose it for one of them because both might not work. Reset, expose it a little here, and it works fine with the close-up of the dog. and then eventually DP goes down. Da, 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 da. Yeah, ठीक है. Yeah, this is better exposure actually. So I go to exposure and I'll lift it up little more, and then it works. It just works. A green beige or brown सब काम कर रहे हैं. Again copy paste. Now over here we have more colors, so I can possibly use this load better. You see these points coming out? I just need to pull them out a little more. Each one of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, without increasing the saturation overall, I have added some vibrancy to the frame and without affecting the skin tone as well. Colorful. Exposure is also fine for the most of the time. Looks very wide, very vivid. मैं बहुत धीरे भी बोल रहा हूँ, so I should not go far away from the mic. And then minus 230 is good. Minus 230 has always been good. Ask the people who died in that temperature. Works, but gains a little too much, and so is gamma. And this can go up a little, and then this should be good. This should be good. बार बार ये डीपी एक्सपोजर भी चेंज करता रहता है. I should stop streaming. Oh, we back to the setup one, which is fine. Which is, let's go anti-vignette because the vignette is not adding. In fact, it's subtracting. That's what vignette does, but we don't need vignette. And then we just need lesser contrast. I take my shout out back. Good, good. Contrast हटाना है यहाँ से बीच में से. Where's the light? Let's take the light away. Shadows, let's bump the shadows up. Yeah, and then gamma. One point up. Now bring it in middle over here and works. I played and got it. उसके बाद सब fake AI frames, and then we have this shot. The last grade should work for this shot. Works very well. Then we have this shot. Does not work very well. थोड़ा सा एक्सपोजर 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 एक्सपोजर। ओ श्योर, हो गया। वर्क्स वेरी वेल अगेन, वंस अगेन इट वर्क वेरी वेल। बीच के एआई शॉट्स को भी हम उसके आसपास का ग्रेड दे देंगे, लेट्स रिप्लेस एंड देन this works, this has थोड़ा सा extra magenta. Go to color, reduce the magenta, add the only way to reduce magenta is add green, but it's too much green, so I think we might end up going back to the same. Yes, we are back to the same, almost back to the same, 1 point difference. हैंस जिमर भी ऐसे ही ग्रेड करता होगा, क्योंकि हैंस जिमर को ग्रेड के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता, वो म्यूजिक बनाता है। I'm exposing it for this point. We have this shot. We have this shot, no colors. तो ब्लैक एंड वाइट ही शूट कर लेना चाहिए था। A lot of colors, no colors. इसका थोड़ा सा कलर जंप आ रहा है। We reduce colors from here. We get down to 50. ठीक है। This works. This also works, but I think if I try this thing, नहीं। If I try this thing, नहीं। Okay, this works the way it is. Only exposure में lift goes up by a point, and then it suddenly brings back a lot of details, missing details. Okay, this is done. All these will just match the last one because that's what their continuity is. This is done. This is done. This needs a little more light, but not on the window. I'll make a anti window. Anti window. It's just a negative vignette. I'll just make it so soft that we don't know we're doing a negative vignette. This, and then just bring the shadows up. Yeah, works about fine. Too warm ना, balance नहीं है. Color, I think I'll have to do it from the wheel. मेरे पास और कोई option नहीं बचा. Option तो बहुत बचे हैं. But there's a gun pointed to my head. And what do you do when a gun is pointed to your head? You break the wall down. ऐसा हार्वी स्पेक्टर ने अलग कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बोला था. ये भी डन है, ये भी डन है, ये भी डन है. ये तो डन ही था. ये okay, let's revisit these. I think इसमें we have not given them a color look as such because everything else is. If I give them this thing never works. Yeah, I'll just add a little more of green yellowish to the warms and a point of exposure to mids and lows. This should be good. Off, on, off, on. And then maybe log wheels, I'll take the extreme end of the shadows back down because I love that contrast. Yeah, Control C, Control V. Skin से थोड़ा पिंक चला जाता है, but overall the look I feel is good. और ये फिर स्किन का पिंक वापस ले आए हैं. स्किन माइनस ग्रीन, या स्किन का ग्रीन चला गया है. तो अब there's a skin selector और उसमें से green हटा दिया है. We've added green to everything, but yeah, skin green was a little too much. Yes, and yes again, and yes again. One more power window. soft, soft. Yeah, and then plate shot. Oh, not a plate shot. Contrast के साथ ही सही है. Or actually this minus this. So I'll just reduce this. इसको reset करके थोड़ा सा यहाँ से. Yeah, and is this there? Yeah, this is there. See, this has all the shades of green. This has one good rich grade shade of green. Right, works. All the shots are done. आज के लिए शुक्रिया, अलविदा. कल सुबह उठ के देश को बचाना है और प्रोटेस्ट में जाना है और प्रोटेस्ट करके वापस घर आना है और फिर उसके बाद अगले देश के बारे में सोचना है. वो बाय. Bro, what about Claude MCP for color grading? Bro, I think we'll save time and give great output based on suggestions. I've tried MCP for a few apps. It doesn't work very well. I mean, because MCP, I don't know, it does not very objectively reads image as a whole. It MCP works fine in organizing clips, but Blackmagic has been already very good with getting all the AI stuff in their app, built in their app. So I don't think we'll need MCP as such, although we'll try, of course, we'll experiment with MCP for Claude, but we don't need MCP for Claude. There's a lot of face detection is already there in Resolve. What else? This auto scene cut is already there in Resolve, and a lot of things already built into the Resolve, and at least it's all local AI, the object detection, the building of clean plate. I feel it'll be nice if we can get the frame extension or AI generated cleaning of something. How Photoshop has generated fill. It'll be nice to have that. MCP for Claude, you guys give it a try. I'm little fairly optimistic it won't work that well. It works fine for 3D softwares, but Blender, like it works for Blender, it works for other stuff. But Resolve, nahi yaar. Maybe for editing, but not for color grading. I don't believe in it. फांसी ई ओके चलो. अभी के लिए बाय कहता हूँ मैं because the grade is done and it's looking great. So before and after, and these are all the stills. अब इसको एक्सपोर्ट कर देंगे हम. उसके लिए आई डोंट थिंक आई नीड